Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this week's version of Nichols and Dimes, our weekly video series. The quote of the week this week comes from a guy we've never quoted before, H. Jackson Brown, who said, "Nothing is more expensive than a missed opportunity." Nothing is more expensive than a missed opportunity. Well, I was reading a really good article in MSN. MSN, by the way, has an excellent money section. If you haven't had a chance to check it out, go ahead and check out MSN.com's money section. And the specific article referenced a Vanguard study. Now, Vanguard did a study over the last 50 years of all of the equity markets in the world. So my question to you is, what percentage of the time does the U.S. equity markets, on average, appreciate more than non-U.S. equity markets? What percentage of the time over the last 50 years does the U.S. equity markets, or has the U.S. equity markets appreciated more than non-U.S. equity markets? And the answer is 50% of the time. So 50% of the time, the U.S. equity markets have performed better than non-U.S. equity markets. And of course, the other 50% of the time, non-U.S. markets have performed better than U.S. equity markets. Well, why is this specifically important? Well, let's dive deeper. Here's what they noted. They noted that only 20% of the average retiree's equity portfolios were invested in non-U.S. equity markets. So again, if half the time the non-U.S. stock markets do better than a U.S. stock market return, but only about 20% of the average retiree's portfolio is invested in non-U.S. stocks, obviously, one would come to the conclusion that there's a lot of missed opportunities, historically speaking. So again, my question to you is this: what percentage of your equity allocation is invested in U.S. equity markets, and what percentage of the allocation is invested in non-U.S. equity markets? Again, on average, most retirees, when they get equity exposure, they tend to have what's called country bias. I mean, it's pretty typical. We invest generally in things we know and more comfortable with. Again, the ratios show that 80% of the time, 80% of the equity portfolio is going to be allocated, at least based on this study, towards domestic U.S. equities. Again, where 20% of the portfolio is invested in non-U.S. equities. So based on the study, based on the ratios, it looks like the average retiree is probably missing on some opportunity for growth. Again, this really ties into Mr. Jackson's quote, where nothing is more expensive than a missed opportunity. So are you missing out on opportunity? You may or may not be. Now, I wanted to note there, one of the things that you can do is get a second opinion on the overall allocation of your portfolio, and specifically to identify what percentage of your equities are in overseas equity markets, and of course, what percentage are in domestic markets. It's very difficult to do that manually. Most good advisors have aggregation systems where the technology will put all the portfolios, all the accounts together, and look at everything in one holistic plan. So that may be something you might have an interest in. To that end, if you do have an interest in that, you could send me an email, cnichols@nicholswealth.com. You can get a second opinion. Check out our website, nicholswealth.com. Go on the services tab, click on second opinion service, and then you can learn more about what we do. Again, cnichols@nicholswealth.com or go on our website. Thank you again for watching. Have a great day. Bye-bye.